Welcome to Real Talk Sundays, the podcast for the people, by the people.
Because some people can't handle real talk no matter what day it is.
And today is a true Real Talk Saturday to be launched on Sunday. But we have, I'm your host, Amanda. This is my co-host with the most.
Val,
Vallywood. And we're coming at you from Las Vegas. Las Vegas. The best, honestly. We'll get it. We have to remind ourselves the tangent of our new adventures paying craps because we love some craps. But wanted to make sure that we introduced one of I'm not going to say very special guests because I say very, very special guests often. But truly a man of many, many talents. We have athlete, health coach, personal trainer, influencer, businessman, CEO, Mr. AJ Lopez.
How's it going?
To modify.
How's it going? I like the podcast voice.
Thank you so
much. I like that.
much.
I like that. She switched up.
That
was it right there.
Get it.
She had it. How's it going?
You.
Thanks for having me. At my own place.
So excited.
Thank you.
Appreciate.
Honestly, thank you for having us.
No, honestly, thank you.
Truly. Yeah, we're super excited. I thought it was really interesting too, just how you guys know each other. I really want to talk about that, so we'll open up with that. But I want to make sure people are able to find you because you are a very, very interesting individual. So Instagram.com, Heavy to Modified. Of course, his TikTok at Heavy to Modified and just heavytomodified.com. And he also has a podcast, Modify Your Life podcast, which he puts out weekly. So good listens there. Like and subscribe, follow. But yeah, you and Val go back.
It feels like another lifetime.
It does. It does.
I feel like
you know what's funny?
Lives.
Every single time I think of Valerie, I think of your birthday party. We had a dance party. I swear to you. I swear. Every single time I think of that, that's what I think
It was.
That's,
like we had the music in the backyard and stuff. But
yeah. That's what I think of. That's exactly what I think of.
So we grew up in the same neighborhood. Sorry, but yes. So
well, you guys are still throwing parties. Like they still do that all the time.
My dad still does. He's throwing parties all the time.
I seen your dad like two years ago in 4th of July, or 3 years ago now. I remember. I'm bad with time.
Yeah, it was a while ago.
It was a long time ago.
No, he thinks you're so cool, and so he's like wants me to ask you all these questions, but I just can't remember what they are.
Wow.
Like after, not for podcast.
Oh, okay,
just like
okay.
About your life.
Dang, I was like, no, sorry, Dad. Sorry, Dad, you gotta pay for these questions.
Yeah.
I love
that.
I love your family.
Yeah. We just grew up in the same neighborhood, basically, but I don't even know how old we were. Do you remember, like, when we first, like, started hanging out in the hood?
Let's just say we're kids.
Okay.
Children. We're children.
We were children.
You didn't go to Pendleton, though.
Yes, I did.
Okay, then, we for sure. We were, like, 5 years old then. Since we're kids.
Yes. So that's how we know each other. And then we just kind of reconnected on Instagram, basically, like seeing your story. And I like hit you up and was just like, I don't know if he's going to answer me, but that's really how I felt. I was like, I'm just going to say it.
Hey,
and
never forget where you came from.
Yes.
Never forget where you came from.
And then that's where it kind of went from there. And then we saw you last May. That was last May. Yeah, in Vegas for a short stint. And then we just...
I don't remember too much of that.
It's okay. We saw you at a pool party, and then you said you would be down to be on our podcast, and so that was like almost a year ago, and you held to it. So here we are.
Drunk talk, sober thoughts, baby.
And we're like, have you listened to it though? And you're like, yeah.
I did. No, I did because that I think that's when you told me you had a podcast and you sent me the link.
Yeah.
And then your guys' stuff was hilarious. So I love that stuff. So when I'm like not listening like self-development stuff, I enjoy just raunchy humor.
Like checking out and
just laughing at stuff.
That's
so
what people
there was a
tell
clip.
us.
Good.
Yeah, there was a clip that you guys posted. I can't remember. It was like mainly highlighting you speaking. And I was like, oh, that's freaking hilarious. I thought that was freaking funny. And then I saw some of the comments. Like I was like, oh yeah, I like that. That's cool. No, I gotta support. I support everyone who supports me, especially if I grew up with you.
Yeah, for sure. Well, yeah, so that's how we
met. We even did a Vegas episode there, and I was like, so you're not supposed to get in the pool, get your hair wet. I'm a dirty, gross bitch, and I did that. I fucking mermaided that party, and everyone was like, oh,
she came out of there like that,
full
trying to be all sexy, too,
and everyone was like, oh my God.
Syphilis in your hair now.
Yeah,
dude, I was like, I gotta go home and shower yesterday.
Well, you know what, though? As much as it's amazing to be able to share that information with you, I learned that the hard way also.
Can I be anyone
from
Idaho?
So when I moved from Cali to Vegas, I was at a pool party and then I was in the water and my buddy Michael who lives here, he's all, bro, don't ever do that again. He sent me like a link to like a thing they did on like the worst top 10 like worst pools here.
Yeah.
And it was like syphilis, herpes, like it was bad. It was bad. So I never get in the pool. So anyone that's coming to visit.
I didn't get in the pool. Oh. Yeah. No, thank you for that.
I mean, unless you're into stuff like that.
That's a little gem.
You never know.
I know.
You never know what people are
I've seen
into.
this podcast before, so.
Like, oh my God.
I think she got chlamydia a different way.
Yeah, I did.
Just kidding.
I did.
Yeah.
I wish it was cool. That would have been great. What a story.
Make sure Liv
Honestly.
doesn't touch my mic, please.
I brought my own mic.
That's why she has her own mic. That's why she has her
I
own
also use
mic.
my own chapstick. So,
Make sure you clean that glass. So
when you come to my house, you get a complimentary cup, and you get to take that one home with you.
Gotta take my shoes off and the service here. No, I just really appreciate, the time, sharing your space with us, my guy, bringing us in. It's just, thank you.
No problem.
Moment of gratitude.
Yes. Now to the serious stuff. We got good serious questions and
We're
funny
getting serious?
stuff.
Funny and serious? I'm down.
It's starting with serious and
questions.
yeah.
We got questions, my guy. And I think the thing is, there couldn't be a better person, I feel, to talk about this through this lens, because I do watch a lot of your content and I do follow you, and
She's obsessed with you,
I'm
basically.
obsessed. No,
Thank
I
you.
also I have a good marketing lens, and I enjoy your marketing as well. You're doing well. As
Thank
far
you.
as like your landing pages, where you're taking people. I recognize real for sure, and you're definitely a great person to talk about male body image, because we had a body positivity talk with, a while ago with just us, but when it comes to the male perspective, a lot of people don't talk about that. So this one I wanted to just do like a body image journey. Talk a little bit about your journey, the insights, and then just like a real talk Q&A, because we got a lot of real talks.
So my body image before, not confident. I've been overweight my whole entire life. So I would always like act like I was confident, but it was more through like the manipulation of like having nice things. Like I've always had nice things, like a big truck. I've always like had the shoes that were cool to have, like the cool new skateboard that came out, like, or whatever it might be. So I always had like materialistic like confidence, but like never actual real confidence.
Yeah.
So it's like how I kind of like, it's like how I kind of coped with like not being a normal size. And I've been big since like elementary school.
Yeah.
So my whole entire life, so that image, like growing up, like it was a lot of like trying to please people. Like that's like sort of become my personality for a very long time until like I started working on myself. But like now body image, like how I feel about my body, like even with like all loose skin, I feel like a badass. You know what I mean? Like even though I have a whole bunch of loose skin, like there was a lot of work to get this loose skin, and like I have abs, I have muscles, and the skin could be removed at any time I want to get surgery,
Right.
But I feel like the positive image of who I am like came from like the work I've put in, not because I have muscles. Like it's just like I know like what the hell I had to do to get here, and like let's not talk about like 4 years ago now, I was driving Uber. Like, now I own a 6-figure company. So it's like there's a lot of different things that help me change my image. Evolution helped change my image of what I see now.
I think it's crazy too. Like, why do you feel, I just feel like in society in general, like men don't get as much space to talk about their body image and like the comfort and the support that they need to talk about it.
It's crazy. Like, I'm so into what I do for a living. I would say we do get a space, to talk about it, just because I'm surrounded by so many, male and females, but mainly male clients in my program that are willing to talk about it. But it is like pulling teeth in the beginning. But it's like, I think people have like this false image of what a man is.
Yes.
Right. You know what I mean? And so they don't like to talk about it because a man doesn't cry. A man doesn't have emotion. A man doesn't.
Yeah, the toxic
but
masculinity.
a true man has all those, but they know how to control it. So like when I was at the worst part of my life, I was depressed because I couldn't control my emotions. But then again, I also couldn't control my eating, and I also couldn't control my portion control, and control myself, sticking to my game plans. You know what I mean? So once I started to learn how to control it, like I realized I truly know what the true definition of a man is: someone that does have emotions but can control it. And I feel like they can't control their emotions, so they just don't speak. They don't bring it up. But like I feel like you're actually a weak person if you can't talk about your emotions and control them.
Yeah,
so.
that's a good answer.
No,
I think where we stem from that is like body image is so set towards women, whether it's social media, all of that. And I think that's where the mental health aspect of it is women are like constantly talking about it, or, they're envious of somebody on Instagram because they see this girl that has, looks amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But like men don't. Oh, I mean, I haven't heard a man talk about stuff like that, but I guess we're not really around that many men.
You know what I think about says the lesbian.
I think it.
Okay.
You know what I think it is? I think it's that if I were to like put myself back into my average mindset of how I lived my life before I got it together, I wouldn't necessarily look at a guy and say I want his body, but I'll look at a guy and I would say that like I want his lifestyle, and usually he's fit, usually he has the nice car, usually has the best looking girl in the club. He has control. So like everything I just named, I just named that I want to be like a guy, or I want that guy's life that has discipline, has control, right? Because you're not going to drive around a Lamborghini if you don't have discipline, right? You're not going to have a good-looking girl that is going to rock with you. If a good-looking girl and a good girl is going to rock with you if you have nothing to bring to the table. You know what I mean? So like you have to have discipline, you have to have control. So everything that we look at, it's like we don't look at the guy's physique, but if you look at the guy's physique, if I'm looking at someone who has a six-pack, then he has to have self-control because he has to maintain that six-pack year round.
Yeah, a lot of the studies even show that men who envy a more masculine or a more cut fit almost identify that as token masculinity, or I'm more masculine when I look that way. So a lot of studies are showing that it's actually linked to the body image and a little bit of depression when it comes to that, because they're associating just the way their body looks with their manhood or their masculinity, which those are not mutually exclusive.
Yeah.
And so it's really hard for a lot of men to almost
kind of gauge it.
Yeah, gauge it.
Yeah,
and
no.
Then talk about it in a safe space.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck.
I've been depressed. I've been suicidal. I've actually, I've hated, the body I was in, but I also have to always speak previous, my old self and my new self. Since working on myself, since building a muscular body, since building more confidence, since like believing in myself and sticking to who I really want to be, like that depression is I haven't been depressed in 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
So it's like, I feel that I personally feel, one, I believe that depression is real 100%, but I also feel that depression is also fed and fueled by doing the wrong things in life. You know what I mean? That's how I looked at my depression, because ever since I started doing the right things for me, like actual me, right? I'm not depressed anymore. I'm stressed some days. I have bad days. I have days where I just want to freaking blow up in a ball and cry. But I don't consider myself a depressed person.
Human.
Yeah, I'm human. Yeah, I'm human, and I know how to control those emotions.
Yeah, and allow them space and give them space when they come on, for sure. And I think almost goes for like the inverse too in the health community, is along the lines of bigorexia. So now that you're in the realm of more, just health, fitness, the almost body image issue where it's like big ain't big enough, or I'm not tight.
Oh my gosh, that's so true.
I'm feeling too small today. I'm too skinny. Like, and then that continued chasing of just
wanting the
wanting the next fast thing.
Without moderation, everything's bad.
Yeah.
Right. Too much food, you're gonna gain weight. Over assessing over your looks, you're gonna drive yourself to be depressed.
Yeah.
Over compare yourself to too many different people, you're gonna also be depressed. So too much of anything is bad. So it's kind of like finding like the happy medium. But I do have to say, I'd rather be super focused on how I look right now or getting bigger muscles right now than super focused on, partying and drinking every single weekend. It's kind of like finding like that happy medium, is understanding. It's like, it's fun. Yes, it's fun to focus on the mirror all the time, but then like don't make that your only. Like that's not my personality.
Yeah.
Like that's not Anthony Lopez. That's like a part of me, right? But at the same time, I'm not super focused. Like where I look in the mirror, I'm like, oh, I look ugly today. I'm not posting anything.
For
sure.
Right? Because you're recording yourself.
Like, this is
all day.
All day.
It just goes to show too, like before you start a journey like this, to have it for the right reasons. That's a big one, is because society's so fucking fickle. Like, it's too big, it's not big enough, it's too skinny, I don't like that. Like, and I just, it's so rampant, it's so crazy, and the validation can't be external. It just can't.
There's no right way. What's the one quote is like, you can walk on water, and they'll say it's because you can't swim.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like, there's no right or wrong way. Yep. Like, I've lost weight. I've lost over 350 pounds. I've had the gastric sleeve in 2019. I decided to start eating more. I put on muscle, but I lost weight too fast. Then I had the gastric sleeve. I didn't put in any work. I have muscles now. Now I took steroids. Whatever it is, like, it's constantly like I've lost 350 pounds is not enough. So like I learned to like stop chasing other people's acceptance, because when I look in the mirror and I think about the old person that looked back at me, it was over 600 pounds, depressed and stressed and like really ready to take my own life. shit, I like this person in the mirror. Like I've satisfied myself.
You're
Yeah.
stacked,
You know what I
bro.
mean? Yeah.
You're so stacked.
Thank you.
I'm just
Thank you. Self-confidence
I'm like, look at
up.
those arms.
Thank you.
Literally,
Thank you.
that's
No, you put in work. Like, my goodness. And almost like that public accountability too. It's, I don't know. It's a lot, like to keep up and to go into. And it's like, is it, being on socials, and we'll talk a little bit about that in a second. But I think for even the stigmas that come with being fit, but also being bigger, being fat, like growing up, you get to experience both sides of this. Like, what are some of the stigmas you're seeing on both sides of the spectrum here?
Like, as in, like, the differences?
Yeah, like, because for me, growing up being overweight, being big, like, lazy, you know what I mean? I'm slower, or I'm all this stuff. And then when you kind of go through your own weight loss journey, you're now on the other side where you're the epitome.
Like
the antithesis of which, and like,
I get treated differently now.
Yeah.
I definitely get treated differently now that I'm not obese or morbidly obese, or I guess fat, or whatever you want to call it. Definitely get treated with more respect when I walk into a room and stuff like that. Even if it's not like a following, like before, like I would walk in somewhere and ask someone a question, and they would kind of just look at me like, or talk to someone, like they would just kind of talk to me like I was just like some, the first thing they seen was my appearance.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
So they see someone 400, 500, 600 pounds, they just see a lazy person.
Yeah.
They didn't know that I was the hardest working person in that room, but because they seen that I had no discipline or whatever, they wanted to label me as fat or whatever it is. So yeah, they wouldn't really treat me with too much respect. And now when I walk into a room, I get treated with a lot more respect. When I go out to clubs, I've never been like, I've been hit on a couple times in my life. Now that I've lost all the weight, it's like a girl will say hi to me at a bar instead of me having to say hi to them.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I tell my girlfriend all the time that it happens, so don't worry about that.
Yeah.
All right, we don't got to cut that out.
No, it's real.
But there's a lot. Yeah, and then also too, how I carry myself now.
Yeah.
Like, since my confidence is so high, like it's not like false confidence. Like, I genuinely believe in myself, and I do and love how I look. Like, even though loose skin is like an insecurity of mine, like I've earned it. Mm-hmm. So like I treat myself differently too.
You earned it.
You know what I mean? So the biggest difference though from being obese to being where I'm at now is the way people treat you and talk to you and how serious they take you.
But also, like, why is that? Like, I just feel it's really hard too, because then we were even talking about like the fat acceptance movement, which is something we've even talked about, is like, what is the balance between?
Oh man,
Yeah,
don't get me started on
right.
that.
So that's like, and
Oh,
we
man.
were just had a chat with some personal trainers that we had on the show previous, and it was like, it's based off of health, like overall BMI, and I thought that was a fair answer. I thought that was a really good answer to be like,
Well,
yes, accept yourself for who you are, but we need to be healthy about it, right? It's the health that's the defining line.
Well, I was on a podcast a couple years ago. I kind of got some backlash for saying this, but I still stand by it. Love yourself enough to fix a problem you caused. You know what I mean? So if you're talking about self-love and fat acceptance or whatever it is, and you know that it's unhealthy, then if you love yourself so much, why are you choosing to live an unhealthy lifestyle every single day? You know what I mean?
Ugh, that's too
You know what I mean?
real.
You know what I mean? Like, just
I
being
like In-N-Out. Okay?
Yeah. Me too. I had it out today.
Right.
But it's like, okay, so like what you said earlier, like, okay, when is it? Okay, so the seats go from this size and they get bigger this year. Mm-hmm. What's going to stop in 5 years it getting bigger? And what's going to stop in 5 more years to get bigger? Like, when are we going to stop? You know what I mean? Like, when are we going to stop, like, trying to accept ourselves? Like, Jen, let's be honest. Like, I didn't accept myself for being fat my whole entire life. Mm-hmm. Now, unless I'm the one odd out person that's been fat their whole entire life and changed their life around and said the truth that I didn't accept myself when I was that big, because I always was trying to. If you go back to my Instagram, my MySpace, I was always on some type of diet. Mm-hmm. So then if I accepted, if I was fat acceptance, I accepted myself, then why would have I tried to work on my health my whole entire life?
Mm-hmm. That's true.
It always is.
And then why are the same people that are talking about, making bigger seats, making all that stuff, always posting themselves up eating a salad and talking about how they're going to focus on eating clean? If you accept yourself, then why are you eating a salad, the one thing that's a staple of eating clean and being healthy?
Because unconsciously or
self-consciously you give a shit and you want to lose weight. And you are under, I'm sorry, you're miserable. Yeah. I know how it is to have a whole bunch of mass on my face. Like, I know how it is to lie to myself. Trust me, I know exactly. I've lied to myself for so many freaking years. And prove me wrong, but at the end of the day, there's a girl out there, there's a guy out there that's pushing to be, fat acceptance and has cried themselves to sleep because that guy or girl didn't notice them or didn't talk to them or didn't ask them out. So if you didn't care, then why would you cry over that person? Why did it hurt your feelings?
And there's just such a strong, like, I feel like the strongest link to mental health, and again, like, just weight and your relationship with your body and relationship with weight. And that's a big one, I feel, when you are younger and your genetics just put you naturally bigger and you kind of get that start, and like the trauma and the experience that comes with always having to be under a microscope with your body, and like people not healing through that trauma as a childhood, like even coming back and watching sometimes your grandparents and your parents' relationship, you're like, shit, that's where I get it from. Like, oh my gosh, the way like we talk about our bodies in front of each other is fucking nuts. Like this, like, you're not strong enough. Like, mijo, what's what me have?
Well, yeah, in the same
and you're
same
like,
sentence,
fuck, I gotta heal this
Yeah.
before I heal that.
Yeah.
Like, you know?
The same like sentence my grandma will tell me I need to lose weight. She would offer me food.
I know.
You know, it's how I was raised.
What
You know,
the fuck?
it's how I was raised,
For
and like
real.
I talk a lot about this. You know, it's obesity is for sure started at home, right? So it's not like I wasn't. I'm gonna just talk about myself, right? Because I'm probably gonna piss off a lot of people. I wasn't born obese. I wasn't born overweight. I wasn't born with lack of discipline. I wasn't born with lack of accountability. I wasn't born with any of that stuff. Without any of that, or I wasn't born with it. Sorry, it's what I learned from my family, right? And now one would say that, you know, there's trauma that you would have to, you know, heal before you start working yourself. But there also came a point in my life, right? I'm speaking about myself, in my life where I was in junior high or junior high, and I started to like girls, and I wanted my first kiss, and girls didn't like me because I was fat. So therefore, I had that right there. It was now my obligation to fix it because I felt that it was a problem within myself. I was in junior high. I was already a teenager. You know, so that was right there is like my obligation. Once you realize what your problem is, and once you realize there's a problem with you need to fix, now it becomes your obligation. It's no longer your mom's fault. It's no longer your dad's fault. It's no longer anyone's fault. It is now your obligation to fix it.
Ooh, I like that.
Well, definitely, it's asking a lot of young men if you don't have that conversation. I think that's fair for a lot of young boys to realize, because we're looking at 9, 10, 11, 12-year-old
13,
boys.
yeah. You know what I
Or
mean?
like,
And it sucks though. Like, and it's
when
like, it's
are you ever-
horrible. And you know, but you know,
happy.
it's like it's up to us to help change that. Like, you know, it's up to us to see the problem, fix it before we have kids, right? Because like, I know I don't ever want my kid to be overweight. Now, it's not nice to pick on someone. It's not nice to judge someone. But at the end of the day, it's the reality we live in. So if I could do anything to make sure my son or daughter has a pretty less stressful life, you know what I mean? Like, think about it. Okay, so how many times have you heard people say like, "Oh, we're not gonna have a kid yet until I get this raised because I want to make more money and give my kid the life I never had." So then why wouldn't you give your kid the life you never had when it comes to health? You'll do it for money, but you don't do it for health. You know what I mean? Because it's harder to eat clean and go to the gym than it is for you to work an extra 2-3 hours a day or get a raise or whatever it is. You know?
Sit on that for a second.
Write that down. Someone write it down.
Put that on a t-shirt.
Clip it.
Yeah, put on a
Clip
t-shirt.
it. Clip it.
That's the hook. Oh my God. Yeah. Fuck. Because health was never made a priority for me, but money
Never
was.
a priority,
My mom, like, you know, my mom worked so hard. Like, you
Oh
know,
my
I just,
God,
you know, like,
so hard.
your parents worked hard too. Like, we didn't go without. Like, we had a cool ass childhood, you know. But, and like, I don't blame my mom. She always blames herself. I'm like, Mom, I don't blame you, I promise.
Yeah.
But she was so focused on working so many hours and to give me a life that I want to live. But she didn't focus on taking me to, like, you know, nutrition classes or to, you know, whatever it might be, right? Because we kind of don't put health in front of us, in front of our feet until it slaps us in the face. Then now we're sick. You know,
It's true. It's not a priority.
it's not, unfortunately, until you make it a priority,
Right.
Yeah.
and anyone can make it at any time.
It's your obligation.
Yes, exactly.
Very
I got that from a book I read. I always forget the name. It's basically I think it's Taking Accountability. I'll remember the name of the book. It's not up here, but basically it's talking about how you take account. Yeah, taking.
Can you send that information to her?
I got you. I have the I have the audible. I have the audible. That's where it is. You know, I have the audible. It's very hard. I'm dyslexic and I have ADHD, so it's very hard for me to take in some knowledge. So audibles work best for me.
Yeah.
But basically, it's just
Same.
full accountability. It's understanding that like
Accountability.
it is up to you to fix it no matter what. Like it does not matter. Like if you were to go and get a flat right now and you know that you had to be at work, like it's your obligation now to figure out if there's an Uber close to you, if you could have enough time to walk, or it's your obligation to get to work because at the end of the day, your Uber's not going to get fired. You're going to get fired.
Yeah.
It's your obligation now to make it happen. So once you start taking accountability for your actions, like
Accountability. I struggle with
we
accountability.
all do.
Ooh. Mostly because it's like accountability really only comes like when you're I don't know. I just hate letting people down. It's just setting yourself up for success. But accountability, I wanted to come back to this because we were talking a lot about how your life is a lot on socials. Like social media is a big part of your brand, what you're doing, and also just like what you're trying to build.
Yes.
And so when you're constantly in this social media eye, and we talked about people never fucking being happy, everything's too much to this, not enough that. The fitness community, my guy, is fucking mean, man. Like, I follow a lot of people and I read comments and I'm just trying to build a workout, and people are really mean.
You know,
And
I don't think it's a fitness community. I think it's social media.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because like fitness community, like if you were to go work out with me right now, everyone that is at that gym that who knows who I am is gonna come shake your hand.
Yeah.
Say, yo, this is a good dude to work out with.
Yeah.
What's your goal? Blah blah blah. But the people that are like the 1%, right? That's the comments. Like that. Those are the comments. You know, they're the keyboard. Like I've never. I've had some interesting trash talked about me on social media.
Yeah. Sorry.
I've never had anyone say it to me in real life.
Oh, 100%. Of course.
You know what I mean? Not one time.
Yeah.
Not one time
Because you would hit them.
No, he's got
We won't even talk
control.
about the
We
Vegas.
talked about
Well, no,
this.
actually, yeah, we won't talk about that one.
Control.
Maybe one time I got a little out of hand, but you know, maybe I'll share the story. You know, but at the end of the day, it's like it's not the fitness industry. I promise you, it is not. Now there are the 1%, right?
Yeah.
We'll say 5%, but think about the 95% of the people that are good.
Yeah.
We're hyper focused on that 5% when we should be focused on the 95%. Because let's be honest, the 5%, they most likely aren't doing better than you. And especially like I'm actually happy, right? So when I see someone working out that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 700 pounds, I automatically think like they're gonna do it this time.
Yeah.
I leave a comment. I say, "You got this." I don't push my online coaching. I don't send them supplements. I just say, "Good job, keep going."
Get it.
Right? And you'll see a whole bunch of people and they're talking
Proud
smack.
of you.
Right? And I go and I look at the people who are talking smack, and I'm like,
course.
"Oh, wouldn't change my life with this person. Wouldn't change my life with this person. This person drives a 1980 Corolla. Nope." You know what I mean? Like that's
Yeah.
it. So it's like something I've learned, and I really want everyone to understand this, no matter what type of journey you're on, is that no one that's doing better than you is going to hate on you. You know, that's just honest. You know, Joe Rogan follows me, Andy Frisella follows me,
That's
Kevin
pretty sure
Gates. Like, there's a whole bunch of other people who follow me. Not every single one that's sent me a DM has been nothing but positive.
Yeah.
Now, when one of them send me something that is hateful, I'll let everyone know. Like, hey, actually, the people that are doing better than you will make fun of you, but they haven't.
Yeah.
And I promise you.
And then even in that case, if they are doing better for you, that's not the type of motherfucker I want to do business with. Like, that's not someone I want to surround myself with, give my money to, share my people with. Like,
Well,
on a higher scale, even it's even more blatant.
yeah, don't even pay attention. Like, would if a homeless person came up to you and said you're broke, would you take them serious?
Correct.
You wouldn't, right?
I would not. I
Exactly.
wouldn't.
So why take someone's like?
Yeah.
How miserable do you have to be to talk crap on someone that you don't know?
Absolutely.
You're right. Let's cancel her because she said fitness community.
Fitness
that was
community.
rude. You shouldn't say
Oh,
that.
I
You
she's
didn't
canceled.
say that.
She's
canceled.
No, it's honestly
people.
part of
No,
my
it is. No, it is. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
No, no, no.
I just follow a lot.
Well,
of
and
people,
that is, but
I'm
yes,
just
that's
like, God, they need support. Like,
yeah. That's the worst thing about it though. Is just like we live in a time where there's no repercussions for being negative.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like when we were younger, someone didn't like something, we fought.
Yeah, literally.
Right? There was
people
no like I didn't talk crap on you on AIM when we talked crap at each other at school.
Yeah.
Right.
And then we had no choice but to either, well, hopefully this guy don't hit me today because I'm gonna say this to him. Like now you can say whatever you want to someone overseas and you don't have to worry about nothing. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's
So,
true.
I just think we live in a time right now where it's like there's no repercussions for our
The
voice.
anonymity gives you big
Yeah.
big old dick.
That's
Like,
why I don't
it's
pay. Yeah,
crazy.
that's why I don't
It's
pay.
nuts.
Yeah, I don't pay attention.
And it's really, really hard. But I think that's fair. It's like, you can't do it. Can't really feed into the too good or the too bad, which was a fair advice we got from other people who have quite the following. But like, don't give in to the good comments and don't give in to the bad
They don't
comments.
bother me. The
Don't read
comments
the
don't
comments.
bother me at all.
Oh my God, I had
She's
the
like
best
in her
time.
feels, and I'm
well,
like,
no, it's entertaining because like we hadn't got any haters, and I got my first hater, and I was like, oh, let's go. I was
it's
like,
fun.
this is great.
It's so fun.
Especially because
It
like
is
I'm
fun.
self-deprecating as fuck. You want to play? You
Yeah.
got more fat girl jokes than me? I don't think so.
Yeah. Oh,
like I got
Yeah,
pockets.
agree with that. When
Oh
people,
my
I'll respond
God.
back, and then like some like, damn, why'd you do them like that? I'm like, look, I've been fat my whole entire life.
Go
I have had
on.
no choice but to be funny and know
You
to hit
can't
you or hurt.
laugh.
You can't. Yeah.
You can't heal.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. So like, I'll comment back, and people are
No.
like, damn, I'd expect you to come back. I was just joking. I'm like, it's all right, man. I had fun.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I
But
laughed it
you know,
off.
I've always been a trash talker. Like
For
the,
sure.
Totally.
You gotta be.
The first thing people are gonna say about me is I was fat, so I had to find something about them, whether it be like their shoes being ripped. Like I feel bad now, but I was a kid. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I didn't know that. Like you know what I mean? But as a kid,
Cool
like I had to
shoes,
go.
bro.
Yeah, you know they're wearing Skechers, and that's not the cool thing to wear. So I had to make
Yeah.
fun of those. Like I had to like find out where it was gonna hurt because I knew that they're gonna hit me where it hurts and that's gonna be fat. They're gonna slap me my tit, like whatever it might be. So.
And if once we move past it too, like once we have this camaraderie, even we can get past it. But like, that's I think the best part is like having enough humility and self-deprecation to understand that we can actually entertain this respectfully. Like I was like, this guy one came on and was just ratting on us and was like, wow, you guys took for a month to respond to that video. I mean, a month to get in the gym. And I was like, yeah, dude, stage is yours. You want to go? You better come harder than that though. Let's go. Like stage is yours. And he couldn't come up with anything. And I was like, I'll give you some. I'll let you borrow some. I was like, of course you're flexing on leg press. You love stacking plates. So I was like, should have known, a girl your size would love a good roast. I was like, now your turn. Like, give it a try, really, if you wanna get in on this. But like, I don't.
Gave him his own jokes and still flopped.
It's still like, come on, let's go, guys.
That's
if you want to
embarrassing.
waste, I was like, get the fuck off my page if you're not gonna come with it.
No, be prepared for me to respond back to you if you're gonna say something.
The best way is through humor, honestly. But I completely agree with you. But I did want to like full circle because we are curious and like with and respectfully, just as far as like skin surgery goes, I really want to spend some time just talking about this because and it's something to my aunt is very on her journey as well.
Let's go.
And,
she got
it. So it was just a matter of like, one, your journey with your skin and how, and stepping into this, was this like a social influence? Is this something that you've always wanted? Like, how did you come to be like, this is going to be the best move for me?
My skin or like the whole journey in general?
Your skin.
Like if you're going to get it removed, when, like, and why you decided that.
Yeah.
So I knew that I was going to get skin removal surgery one day. I didn't know when that day was going to come, and I knew I would know when that day would come. And let me kind of paint a picture, like, let me explain that a little bit better. My skin has never bothered me.
Yeah.
I've always had something wrong with me. I've always either been fat, I've always been whatever it might be.
Right.
I didn't think I would become, I hate the word influencer. I didn't think I'll be able to be known for someone that has lost a lot of weight and have a lot of loose skin.
Yeah.
But when I started realizing that it was an insecurity of mine, and that we have to really be okay with our insecurities. And we have to understand that we have to work on our insecurities, Those are the ones that are correctable, right? The insecurities that we have that are correctable. But the main thing is why I kept my skin on so long. There's two answers, honestly. They kind of flow in with each other. One is that when I seen what inspiration brought to people by me working out with no shirt on, when people hadn't had loose skin, and just showed them that, like, one, look what you could do if you're willing to put in the work.
100%.
But then two, it showed people to be comfortable in their own body, but
100%.
not comfortable in their body with, fat acceptance, comfortable in their body, know that no one's going to be perfect, right? Like, my skin looks like this because I fucked up for 27 years, right? No one caused this on me but me. But by me showing my loose skin, which is a very big insecurity, and the reason why I say it's insecurity, because people like, they're not insecurity posts all the time. If I wasn't insecure about my skin, then when I go to pool parties, I wouldn't wear a stringer still. But I do wear stringers still because I'm insecure about all my loose skin. So I am insecure with my skin. But I know on social media, the right people get to see it. The people get to understand that, like, damn, like, okay, I messed up, but I could definitely do it. Or I don't want to mess up because I don't want to have loose skin like this guy does. So let me start fixing myself now.
Yeah.
And the reason why how I knew it was time for me to have loose skin surgery is because I did a bodybuilding show, a transformation class, and I didn't place. So I felt that I didn't win because of I didn't place at all because of my loose skin. So now that loose skin became a problem to me, and now it's my obligation to fix it.
Okay.
So now that's why I'm getting skin removal surgery. And plus I had another goal of helping 100 people lose weight, and I've already surpassed that.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So when are you getting it?
So am I allowed to talk about
like
this?
A date. Okay.
We don't have to cut it out. I just don't know. Like, well, basically I'll say this. In the middle of working with a company right now, we have to do that. We're working on the back end, a collab, and we're working on the back end with the contracts and stuff like that. So mid-year, we'll say.
Okay.
Oops. I've been trying to slow this thing like Bessie while speaking.
Hey, sometime
where
in
did I put that other
2024.
Because I bit that down. It was making me sound like I have a list. So I was like, let me buy this
That's
top
why I didn't
drop.
put mine in.
I'm
I was scared I was
some
gonna.
good ASMR, dude. I like watching people eat shit I can't eat. I'm like,
You know what I
fuck
mean?
yeah, that looks
But yeah, so
yummy.
it's supposed to be July. It's supposed to be July. And my goal with the skin removal. Well, the reason why it's such a big ordeal about my skin removal surgery, I'm not talking about social media wise.
Yeah.
So my goal this year, we're turning a part of Heavy to Modified into a nonprofit, and we want to put money in there every single month. So when my clients, whenever my clients get to their goal and they do have loose skin, then I'll be able to work with a doctor that worked with me and be able to donate some money to their surgery, and the doctor that we choose to work with will give them like 5 or 10% off. So that's what we want to do.
So
that's why that's why it's so, I can't say, hey, this doctor wants to work with me, but they didn't give me my surgery. So I need to have, I'm working with someone that is willing to help me with all my surgeries, right? Like do my surgeries, and then also then the back end be able to work with all my clients as I keep on doing. So I plan on doing this rest of my life. So that's why there's a lot more to do than just like I'm not just focused on myself. Like they're going to do the work on me, but if they do a good job, I want to work with them forever. Like I'm thinking long term, because I have a lot of clients right now that are not comfortable with their loose skin like I am.
Yeah.
You know? And I think it's kind of unfair for me to not understand that too, because maybe if I didn't have the big following and I didn't see the inspiration I brought to people with loose skin, maybe I would be a lot more insecure. I don't know. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, I know that for a lot of people, loose skin is the very big insecurity, especially ladies that have kids. I have a lot of ladies that have kids in my program that have that. You know what I mean? So it's a lot more than just weight loss. It's, I have clients on my program that are 10, 15 pounds overweight, but because they just had a kid and then now have that, they're not used to the loose skin, the pouch, and now they're very uncomfortable. I'm like, I never thought about the loose skin actually inspiring even moms. I didn't think about that. I was so like just weight loss, community, but I'm like, how many other people have loose skin? How many other people have it's not just loose skin either. It's like my body looks different. How many other people's body looks different? Yeah. You know what I mean? So I get it too. It's like, I'll never forget this comment. It was funny. Honestly, this was the best comment I've gotten. Someone's like, my man looks like a melted ice cream. I thought that was freaking hilarious. I pinned it because a funny comment is a funny comment and you got to laugh at it. Right? So I don't know why it just came to my head right now. It's like it just came to my head. I was talking about loose skin.
It was that good.
It was that good. I know. Now that guy lives in my head rent free. Sure. He lives in my head rent free.
Yes.
Exactly. So so that's what we want to do in the back end. That's what we're doing this year. On the back end, that's like my 2024 goal, is to get that nonprofit going. And I want to just donate money every single month into that thing until someone's ready for surgery. So
what a great
that's
so cool, dude.
And it's nice that you have someone pre-vetted as well in that community, and you're a Rolodex. Like, why not, right?
I can't wait. I'm
I see
so
that
excited.
left and right too, and all your shit. It's like that's where it's like mad respect as far as you as a businessman. Where I'm like, I see what you're doing. You're well done. Like, this is great.
We're working.
Yes,
it's just me and my girl.
Sure.
I don't have a whole team. I edit all my content. I edit all the podcasts.
That's what I was gonna ask. Those questions about the social media.
Go for it. Let's run it. Let's do social media time.
No, like you edit it all.
I do everything.
Yeah, and then
we have part-time editor.
Oh yeah, we do. Yeah. You know what?
Editor.
My editor now is someone who was overweight and had no discipline, and now has been one of my best editors I've ever had. He's on my program. And he's my client on my program, and he does my editing, and he literally, and I'm not because like he gets it done fast, but he gets it done on time and he gets it done well.
Is he looking to edit
anything
else?
It's $1 million Rolodex. Look it up.
Seriously.
I got you.
Looking for an editor.
Henry, if you're listening to this,
looking for
hit him
an editor.
up.
Trying to edit for like 2 weeks, and we were like, no, we can't.
realtalksundays09@gmail.com.
I'm literally gonna show you, with having the right stuff, how fast your podcast is gonna be edited.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's insane. So but anyways,
live it, love it, dream it.
So we do everything right now. I do have Big John helping me a little bit the online coaching, because in order to grow. They say, what is it? If you want to grow fast, you go by yourself. You want to go far, you go, or you want to go fast, you go alone. You want to go far, you go together, whatever. Something like that. But I'm learning that. I'm understanding that I'm a human being, that there's only 24 hours in the day. So even though I do think it's a cool flex that I have got to grow this brand with just myself and my girlfriend, at the same time, it's not really a flex in a real business person's mind, because how much time have I wasted doing things I could have delegated somewhere else?
Yep.
Well, and you have the freedom, like you are doing your own thing every single day for you guys as a family, future family, like building
it's insane.
It, like
it's like like I said, 4 years ago I was driving Uber, and I used to like love when the weekend came around and people would throw up in my car, so I get to drive a little less or make more money that night. Yeah. Like that's what I felt like I was worth, for someone to throw up in my car for me to make an extra $250. And now, like, we just sat down and seen what we brought in last year, and everything. And say if we brought in half of what we brought in last year. The fact that my dad passed away, I got to be in California for a month. Her grandma got sick and passed away with cancer. We got to be in California for another month. So that's 2 months out of the year. We got to pay rent here and be in California and be there for our family. Like it's so much things we get to do because of all the hard work we've put in over the last 5 years, you know what I mean? And she's in the back end helping every way. She's like my manager.
Yeah.
Part-time girlfriend, full-time manager.
We need him. That's a special breed.
That's a special breed,
yeah.
I don't think, that's like, we talk about that a lot, it's not really remakeable. You know what I mean? Like if me and her were to like break up, because, we always talk about dumb stuff, and we have the podcast, so we talk on it. And I'm like, if we broke up, like I wouldn't look for another one of you. Like I would just look for someone that's gonna help with the views. Like I don't need like you know what I mean. I'm not gonna look for another one of you.
Real talk Sunday.
Because we grew with each other. You know what I mean? Like she got to see me at freaking over 600 pounds. Couldn't even see my dick. And then now to where I'm at now, you know what I mean? So it's like she helped me grow like every step of the way. And she's lost over 130 pounds.
Yeah.
So it's like it's not something that's like remakeable. So we took around was like, hey, if we break up, like we're still friends, and you gotta let your new boyfriend know that like we work with each other. So this might be a little awkward for him, but just let him know.
He'll get over
like,
it.
he'll get over it. You know what I mean? And she's like, no, we break up. I'm not gonna work for you and the brand anymore. I'm like, no, it's working for us. Like it's a us thing.
You get money too.
But but I don't see it happening. I don't know. Maybe she loses more weight and leaves me, but we'll see. Maybe. You never know.
Damn.
The switch up might be real.
Does she have a ring on it?
Yeah, she has a promise ring.
Oh, okay. Okay, that at least
She's
there's
moved.
something.
Well, what I tell her. So we've been together for.
It's a friendship
We've been
ring.
together for 11 years, but I told her our relationship started 3 years ago because that's when I started to lose weight. So like this is a new version of myself. So now she's dating this guy.
That's
so, you know what I mean?
that's probably true, to be honest. Like
No.
just a like.
I'm just joking, but yeah, no.
No, I'm saying like she
It is true.
probably is dating a different person.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're a different
It's
version
not
of you.
depression, not
Yeah, and she swears that she's like, oh, I loved you when you're overweight, and which I knew she loved me.
Yeah.
She touches me way more now. I'm sorry.
Saw you.
She touches me a lot more. Now that I got muscles, now she like sexualizes me.
Yeah.
Slaps me. She slaps me in my ass. She's
No,
like, I'll beat
dude,
you in the
we
ring.
weren't talking. That was
That's
like
Yeah.
No, truly.
Let's go.
Real
I
talk
told you.
question, dude.
Yeah,
Like,
what was
okay.
it?
How the
Well,
fuck
we're moving to real talk
Dude,
questions. That's what we're calling
side
it.
street. Real talk
Real talk questions? All
Yeah.
right, cool.
How is that your libido at 600 pounds, my guy? Like, how is that working in your relationship? Like,
It
it's not working.
I'm laughing because I looked at her. No, I didn't miss a beat. Like I was solid. I was good. It was a lot more work. Don't get me wrong. But my testosterone was up, baby. Like I was
lie
solid.
to you that we were not expecting that answer.
I was not
Dang it, we went on
expecting
a
that
full
answer.
theory of what that would be.
I'm not saying that it
I'm
wasn't.
happy for you guys, but we were not thinking that.
Now you got. It was more effort. Don't get me wrong, but like no, like my sex drive has always been like freaking like 10 out of 10
yeah.
in info.
But I'm just thinking, like, I can barely hold myself up.
Maybe it's like maybe I did have. Well, think about it. I lost all that weight and had all this muscle. So maybe this whole time, like maybe the muscle just been sitting there.
Okay.
Maybe that's where I got the muscle from. I didn't miss a night. You know what I mean?
Honestly.
Think about holding myself up at that weight.
That's
like,
what I'm saying.
That's
like,
a tricep
Cardio.
workout.
That is
Cardio. Maybe there's like a healthy
for your
person inside of
heart.
me the whole time.
But
You know what I
seriously,
mean?
I'm just like, what? That's
It's,
crazy.
yeah.
That's so good for you
Well,
guys.
the
I
sex
just
gets better. The more on this journey you go, the healthier
So
you get.
that is like
It's
that's
nuts.
like a good topic. You know what I mean? Like I know you guys were like nervous because like how I represent my brand and stuff,
Yeah.
but I represent my brand with honesty. So like there's no question that I wasn't gonna answer because this is bringing value to people that are one overweight or two not overweight and get to know inside of like why they shouldn't get overweight because sex was difficult, at that weight. But now like honestly, like I said, it was good at that time, right? But if I were to compare that sex to where I'm at now, the weight I'm at now, I would think that sex was trash.
Yeah.
Right? You know what I mean? So it's like
Yeah.
I only knew what good was because that's the predicament, that's the weight I was at.
Yeah.
But once I started working myself, I started, like I said, it gets better and better and better. And then, now you know.
That's why she's staying with you. She's
That's
like,
what it
"Look,
is.
This is
Yeah.
Wow.
That's probably why, honestly. That's probably
He
why.
just keeps improving.
Yeah. It's like, I'm
talking
tired of his shit, but like he keeps losing weight and it keeps getting bigger, so I'm just gonna stay. It's a backup, that's my lifesaver, I guess. You know what I mean?
Oh, I hate when they say what they're gonna do and then they do it.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so we are going to the gym. Okay,
yeah.
all right.
Yeah, no. But that's a very good question. It is difficult, but I can see
Someone
here.
ever asked you that before?
It hasn't. So every podcast has its own highlight of what they go in with it. So this one is like this was like the highlighted conversation of the obesity side of sex, and that's like it goes with your topics of your podcast.
That's true.
But no, like people have asked and I brought it up, but it's simply just common sense. If it was hard to wipe my ass, imagine how hard it was, to freaking find the hole.
Yeah.
And she wasn't skinny either.
Yeah. I'm just like,
She was
We're
thick
not
with
talking about her right now. Back off.
she was thick with 4Ks too, you know what I mean? So I'm just saying, we were just two
feel
thicky
that.
thicks together, But we made it happen, Captain. You know what
yeah.
Oh my God, you guys
I
are
mean? Couple broke beds for sure.
My.
But you know what though? I can't lie. We just broke this bed. So
they don't make beds like they used to, you know? That's what I'm thinking.
I was like,
They'll be better in the corner.
I was 600 pounds and I didn't break something. Now I'm over here.
Solid oak we broke.
Yeah,
Oh,
we both
yeah,
have.
I feel that. Oh,
That was all weight.
chairs,
Oh
for
my
sure.
God.
Like,
Whoa, I didn't break chairs.
I broke a
She's
do
broken
chair?
a chair.
So I pride myself in not breaking a chair at
Oh,
being.
I break that.
That's
Yes.
Yeah.
We
I was
broke
very
the
selective
chair
where
the
I
other
sat
day,
though.
bro. I was like, I'm gonna break
yeah,
this
we're
chair.
Alexis,
Wait, you said the
right
white
there?
chair? The white chairs?
No, the ones on the right side. If you walk in, like it was a little wobbly. We both sat down. And we go. We look at each other. We go, ooh. Like we're just on that wavelength. Like, ooh, I don't know.
I'm still
But-
gonna have the steak.
So yeah, and I was very selective. I was
Yeah.
very selective what I sat on. So
Yeah,
yeah, the
it's
white
almost like
chairs
the
out of the
unconscious
heck.
thing.
No.
Yeah, get
I
the
have
fuck
like
outta here.
PTSD of even sitting on them now. I'm like, I'm 263 right now, and I'm like, is this okay? Like,
No.
I don't know if this is.
Not
What's a
good.
weight
You know
limit
what'd
on
be
this? Does
cool
anyone
is,
know
like,
weight
if
limit?
you
No.
like fall out of a chair, whatever, you get up so fast because you're so fit now. You're like,
Yeah.
bitch.
Yeah.
Like what?
Like I slammed
Like,
the chair, break it, grab the chair, just hit my grandma with it. Like, oh, get a better chair. Yeah, I never really. Yeah, I don't know what the weight limit is at that. I don't think it's a lot though. Those are flimsy.
Yeah.
Do they sell them at the Dollar
I don't
Tree?
fuck with those. I don't fuck with those.
We don't
anymore.
sit. I don't sit in them.
I'll stand.
I'll tell you right now, I'm
thank you.
263 and I still don't sit in them.
I will same. Same.
Get those chairs.
The next real talk question is one of my favorite questions. It's a running game we play. It's not really a game. I take it back. It's a theme, and we ask everyone because it just gets in a really good topic of things. Do you think men and women can be friends?
That's, you know what? I'm not sure if you know this.
What?
My best friend is a girl.
Oh,
My best friend's a girl.
Surprise. Surprise.
well, this is great, but you got to answer the question
Yes.
and then dive
Yeah.
into it. We
Yeah,
love this
100%.
topic.
I'd
Yeah,
love to hear
100%.
this side. Yeah.
And
Yeah,
why
so-
do you think
Tell me
yes?
more.
Why
Yeah,
I
tell us
don't.
more.
So question is the answer is not. I don't think yes. I know yes because we've been friends since since 8th grade. No, when do you graduate high school? 12th grade.
Yeah.
Shows how much I should have graduated or not, huh? So like 11th grade.
Yeah.
Or 10th grade. I think I met her. 11th grade. We'll say it's the 10th grade.
High school.
High school.
Let's go with that.
Yeah, there you go. They're
We're
late.
young.
My dyslexic part is just going to out ADHD's all over the place, like trying to do numbers. So we've been friends since high school. We would hang out every single weekend. We would go to different parties, and I never had any type of like sexual attraction to her. I thought she was dumb as hell, and she was just cool as hell to hang out with. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and then like we hung out all the time, and like I got to know the true her, and she got to know the true me. And I was like, I feel bad for any guy that dates you. And then she's like, I feel bad any girl that likes you.
know,
You
right?
know what I mean? Because like I know her secrets and stuff, you know. And then so like that's like we've been friends ever since. So
Yes,
like yeah, like it's not hard if you're not trying to be like that scumbag that's trying to fake be a girl's friend just to get in her pants. Like I was not that person. I was just cool with her. Like I had girlfriends while I was friends with her. They didn't like her, but that wasn't my problem. When me and Francine started dating, Francine didn't like her. I was like, hey, well, this has been my best friend.
How's that?
Yeah, no, they're best friends. So we're
Yeah.
going to New York next week just to go hang out with
right.
her. You know what I mean? Because she
Okay.
moved to
It's
New York.
energy,
So yeah,
for
it's really
sure.
just what you're in there for. Like,
You can
and then
smell that out, dude. You can
Yeah.
sniff that out quick. Yeah.
she broke up before it. She tried to break up. We see we're still together. How good that helped, huh? Or how good that worked. But yeah, like that's how I look at it. Like we know so much about each other. We hang out all the time. I'm good friends with her boyfriend. She's good friends with my girlfriend. You know, and we know the boundaries because like Francine or her boyfriend will like kind of make a joke. I'm like, oh, we don't joke like that because like we know there's boundaries, right? Because she's still a female, so I don't look at her like as a guy best friend. I look at her as a girl best friend. So I have respect for her like a girl, like a lady, you know. So like, but we have boundaries in our friendship and stuff like that. We don't talk about certain things like the boyfriend and girlfriend. Like Francine and her boyfriend will talk more weird than like we bring up. We don't talk about certain
Yeah.
things. Like we just don't. I don't care for it, and she doesn't care for it. We're just friends. You know, so yeah, 100% know that you could be best friends with the opposite sex, but it just where's your initial mindset? Did I?
Yeah,
Where's
where's
your
your intent?
where's your intent at?
Where's your intent?
But is she pretty?
She looks like Carol G.
They say she looks like Carol G, but I think they're all lying.
Who's
But
Carol G?
Carol G.
She's a goddess.
yeah,
Ooh,
Carol
I
G.
like those.
That's why I don't know. That's why I say she does not look like Carol G because I love Carol G. And but you know what it is though.
I like those.
her and Francine like to piss me off.
Oh, okay.
Right, so they like to say things like that really bother me because now if like I like Carol G and my best friend looks like Carol G, and that means I like my best friend, so they ruin it for me. But I know that they don't. Like they're lying. Girls lie to each other a lot. Like they lie to each other a lot. Like they'll both gain a couple pounds
look
over
like
the
Carol
summer
G?
over the weekend. Yeah,
Carol
exactly.
G is.
Okay, so
like they'll both not go to the gym or gain like a couple pounds and no big deal, right? And they'll both see each other and they're like, oh my god, you lost weight. Like, yeah, me too. I lost weight too. Like, well, like didn't you just gain 5 pounds and you just gained 5 pounds? Like, what?
It's called manifestation.
Yeah.
Look it up.
Yeah, well, they manifest this a lot. Then manifestation is real. But yeah, no. So I think like Steve Harvey said some crap like that where you can't be friends with a girl or whatever it is. Like, I think like I said,
mixed reviews, guys.
This is why we ask it every time because it's so interesting.
It's just like I think like I said, once again, it falls into who's saying it. Are you a weak-minded guy where if you were sitting down with your girl best friend and you guys had a drink or two, are you going to try to hook up with her? Are you going to be a scumbag? Are you going to protect her? Because your real best friend is not going to try to hook up with their drunk best friend because they're male, female. Like, or that's stupid. Like, I take care of my best friend. Like, if she's like a little sister,
I feel like it's like with everything. There's good people and there's bad people, and the intentions.
What's your intentions? Like, what's your real intention? Like, what's your real intent? Like, because I know mine is like generally like that's like my best friend. That's gonna be like the when we have a kid, obviously she'll be the godmother. Like that's how she's family. In which that's another good question.
That's called boundaries, though.
That's boundaries.
You guys have boundaries. I love that.
Yeah, she's grandfathered in for sure. Yeah, I don't need any new girls in my life. I have a sisters. I have I have girl best friend. I have a girlfriend. I have a mom. Like I have enough girls in my life. Like honestly, you know what's funny though? Ever since losing weight in high school, girls. We'll definitely send you DM asking how you're doing. Yeah.
That's like one of my favorite songs.
I got us a couple DMs and I'm just like.
That's what I'm saying. Is it harder for men and women to be friends? The hot, like more conventionally attractive you are.
Because if you're hot, if someone's hot as fuck, like it's gonna be really hard to be their friend.
I have so many
some
friends.
people are just human instinct. I don't know.
Well, I think it just like really depends. Like so, for instance, like me and my best friend.
Yeah.
If we were both drinking, like, I would not do anything because at the end of the day, like, that would be losing a best friend of years.
Yeah.
Someone who knows, like, everything about me.
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. Like, that's not worth me getting a nut off. Mm-hmm. Like, or kissing or whatever. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, that's how I feel too. What it is. Like, it's not worth it. It doesn't make sense. Like, you're going to throw away a whole friendship. Because once you hook up, even kiss, or even if we were to even feel a certain way about each other, it's going to ruin everything. So we just don't even play with it.
Well,
we just makes everything. It changes everything.
It's always nice to have someone in your life that knows you so well that
still loves you.
It's like like
if you look at it, like it's a win. Like I have a girlfriend who loves me and takes care of me and supports me, and I have a girl best friend who loves me and wants to see me win. Like I'm winning right now. Like what do you mean? Like really you know what I mean? Friends. That you're really good friends.
And then you got those high school bitches that want to see you win too.
Yeah, those are the ones that slide in the DMs. Those are the ones that all of a sudden they see your boy rocking a Rolex. They're like, so AJ, I've always had a crush on you.
Stop it.
No, I've gotten. I swear, I've gotten DMs where like, I had a big crush on you, but I didn't want to say it. I'm like, you are.
Thirsty ass.
You're so funny.
You're like the best.
Yeah.
I loved your shoes. Yeah.
Oh man, I should have kissed her. But you know what? Like it's like that's like, like if anyone's out there that like really wants to like get back at the people that made it feel like crap for them looking a certain way, just work on yourself for the next 365 days, and then your happiness will not only come from the work you put in, but for how other people react to it too. Because like now, like when I get those DMs, like I'm not gonna sit here and bullshit anyone. Yeah. It brings my pride and my ego up. Yeah. Yes, right. And people will lie about that. They'll be like, oh well, no, it doesn't do anything. No, it makes. But guess what though? I earned that. Mm-hmm. Like as in high school, I was only good enough to hang out on the weekend, not to date. Mm-hmm. But now all of a sudden, that I have my shit together and I'm not doing the same thing I was doing back in 2009, 2010, right? And now all of a sudden I was the hot commodity that they were scared to come up to me. Yeah. Bull crap. You know what I mean? No.
Yeah.
Now I got my petty revenge without even trying to.
Yeah. I didn't say we couldn't receive external validation. I said we just can't base our life on
exactly.
it. You know what I'm saying?
It's nice when you get it. It's nice when you get it. No complaints.
Received.
No complaints.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I believe that you can be friends with opposite sex, but it's all about what are his intent and what are his intentions, and also what are her intentions.
Mm-hmm. What are hers?
Because also too, after she would, my girl best friend has to understand that I have a girlfriend too.
Yeah.
Just like I have to understand. So it's but I honestly, if you're out there and you're a guy, you don't have a girl best friend, you're missing out on all the insides of girls. Insights, sorry, not insides.
No, you're
insides.
Good.
Insides.
We're gonna
all the insights and all the insights about the insides.
For sure.
You know what I mean? Yeah. You're missing out on everything. You're missing out on it all.
Second to last question is, do you think people can be in a relationship if they're like one is on a workout routine and this regiment of that healthy lifestyle,
They support
and then
your lifestyle.
the other person isn't?
Like they
You know what?
support you, but they're not partaking.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say yes, and to a certain point. And this happened in my relationship. Literally, I literally happened in my relationship. So about 3 years ago. So this journey's been going on for 4 years. So about actually 2 years ago we had this series? No, it was 2 years ago, right? We had the serious conversation about. Okay, so 2 years ago I was obviously in the weight loss journey, lost over 200 pounds, or maybe whatever the number was. Who cares? Francine lost some weight too. She got the gastric sleeve. And she started to slow down with her weight loss. Well, I'm in the and she started gaining some weight back, like about 8 months after her surgery. And I'm in the middle of building this brand, or I should say, we're in the middle of building this brand. By the time I was in the middle of building this brand, and I knew that this brand was going to be something big if I was willing to give it 100%. You know what I mean? And so I was doing what I need to do, posting content, following my plans, eating clean, working out, 5 times a week, doing everything I need to do to be successful, not just on camera, right? Because, one thing about fitness is you can't fake a good body, right? Now you get called out for editing, you can't, sorry, if I'm talking about being clean, but I gained 30 pounds the last 6 months, people are going to call me out, right? So I have to maintain this body. And plus, this is my lifestyle now, so it shouldn't even be maintaining it. It's just my lifestyle.
It doesn't allow you that facade.
This brand, Heavy to Modified, it's a lifestyle change. It's not a diet. It's a lifestyle change, right? And so I sat down with her and I thought long and hard about what I was going to say, because I knew that I had to be okay with both answers, both responses. And I'll get to what I'm talking about right now. Is I sat down with Francine and I said, hey, like, I want to have a serious conversation with you. And I want you to like actually listen to this. Like, and understand I'm coming from a good place and I'm okay with whatever option or whatever route you choose to take. I was like, over the last couple of weeks or last couple of months, whatever I'd said, like, you're kind of like going against what this brand is and what my lifestyle wants to be. I was like, I don't want to go back to like not be able to wipe my ass. I don't want to go back to being uncomfortable. I want to live a healthy lifestyle. And I want you to get healthy because I want us to have a kid and I want us to have a healthy lifestyle so we could give our kids a great lifestyle and a great healthy lifestyle. I was like, now, you didn't sign up to be with this version of myself. You signed up to be with the fat guy who like to bring her home food at 2 a.m, 3 a.m, go out and drink, and then we come back and eat, whatever it might be. I was like, you didn't sign up for this relationship, and I get it. I'm the one changing right now. So if you don't want this anymore and you choose to, you want, I was like, and I told her, like, try to be lighthearted. I was like, if you want to eat hot Cheetos and pizza the rest of your life and be happy, like, you deserve that if that's your happiness. I was like, but this is where I'm going. This is where I see myself being, and this is the lifestyle that I want to go, and I will love you to go with me, but you are not forced. And so she didn't know how to take it for a second, but she ended up taking it really good. And I said, I'm not going to bring up again about you eating clean. I'm not going to get you to go to the gym. I'm not going to force you to do anything. But I will say that moving forward, there will be a time where if we're not linking anymore, then we're going to have to end it, because I don't want to drag you on to a life that you don't want to live, and I don't want to be dragged into a life that I don't want to live.
Then she could resent you for that.
Exactly. So I put the ball in her court, but I also let her know that if she doesn't get together in the next couple of months, whatever it is, then I also, now if we break up, it's not that you didn't see it coming.
Yeah.
Right. But she hopped on board and she took it serious, and it took her a second. And I did have to remind her, because I didn't want us to break up. I knew what we built together. I knew that she was capable of, and I knew that I knew who she wanted to be. But I also know that, it doesn't just happen overnight.
Yeah.
And she had to realize that. And now, like,
and want it for
and how
herself.
exactly. And that's the only thing I think that really pushed me to not break up with her right then and there, is because she did want this for herself.
Yeah.
And I just knew that, sometimes we just need to, if you really love someone, you're going to be able to tell them the truth. And if they don't want to talk to you anymore because you told them the truth, you did your part. Right. And that's what I had to do with this, with Francine. And so, yes, I think it is possible to be with someone that's not on your journey to an extent, because what you're going to want for yourself is going to be different. Like, before, I would go out wearing sandals and shorts and my belly showing. She would wear sweats all the time and or leggings all the time, not do her hair, put her hair in a bun. And I was okay with that. After I started getting together and I started buying nice clothes and dressing up where I go, and I cared about my appearance, guess what? I expected her to do the same, right? And she didn't sign up for that. So I had a conversation. So, like, it's like a lot of, like, there was a lot of growing over the last 3 years that people aren't aware of. It wasn't just the sex. Like, it was the whole relationship we had to change. Like, It was our dates. It was like what we talk about. Because then we went through a stage where she would constantly bring up food and I would get mad. I'm like, look, why do you talk about food so much? Like, it's like I'm gonna like, I don't want to piss off anyone, but I'm just gonna be honest. Like, why do you talk about food like it's your fucking pride and joy? Like, why are you, when you talk about food, you get a big old smile on your face? Like, it irks me. Like, that one thing that you always like put the smile on your face, it made us depressed, like made us obese, because obviously lack of discipline and stuff. But like, I don't care about food like that. Like, to me, food is energy. So we had conversations like that, and then I went through a phase where I would not go through a drive-through. So there's a lot of stuff behind the scenes that we've had to work out. And like I said, unfortunately, it was more of her adapting, but it wasn't her adapting to anything that was bad for us. Because now look at her, you know what I mean?
That's the hard part. You're like, God damn it.
You know, and she tried to get mad. She's like, I want to be mad, but it's the
but
truth.
You're trying to make me a better human.
Exactly. So like, that's why I tell her, I was like, imagine you getting mad at someone because they want you to be better.
Oh my God.
Right.
No, I broke up with him. So.
Damn.
The perfect boyfriend. It was just wrong time. It was wrong time. It was wrong time, man.
But you know what
But I
I
was
said?
like, damn, he loved me. That's crazy.
But what it was is like, I had to be okay with that though.
Yep.
And I accepted it, and I kind of, so like how I work, how my brain works is that before I bring up a serious conversation, I kind of talk to myself into which way it could go.
Yeah.
And I kind of go, okay, if she says this, I'm gonna say this. Yeah. If she says that, I'm gonna say this. Or like, I kind of already pre-planned an argument or a good conversation in my head, and it went really good. And and she, like you said, like I don't think it's fair to keep her in a relationship that she really doesn't want to be in. So when we have arguments or when I notice she's acting a little different, I look at her, I'm like, hey, are you sure you still want this? Yeah. Like, because we check in with each other.
Yeah.
Because like
keep it healthy,
it's been 11 years, and I've changed a lot, and she's changed a lot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So obviously we haven't changed for the worse. I feel like our life has gotten better.
Yeah.
But also I have to understand that this is my lifestyle is a lot to take in. Like my life, you can see my schedule right there. It starts at my day starts at 6:15 now, so that's actually wrong. I had to change. I wake up at 6 now. I do cardio. I eat 6 times a day. I have to make content. I have group Zoom calls. I have one-on-one Zoom calls every day. I have closing deals to do. Like I have emails. I have a community. I have a lot of different things I do. And like I said, it takes a lot to be with me, but it's only because I wanted to be successful for not only myself but for us and my family. So like we could, like I said, we took off a whole 2 months, 3 months, 4 months in total last year. 4 months in total. We were in California for our family. Yeah. Different things going on. And we didn't have to take the day off. She doesn't have to answer to no one. She literally gets to wake up when she wants. Now she wakes up on time to do her cardio and stuff, but she gets to wake up when she wants. As long as she has a couple of things she needs to do, she does whatever she wants. Yeah. She wants to work from here. She wants to work from the poolside. She wants to wherever she wants to do. It's all to her, and like that makes me feel good. So I don't need her to work as hard as me. I just need her to keep up with me and the things that I'm slacking on, you know? And that's what we built.
No, great team,
you know?
for sure.
Because if she didn't want this, that would be way too much. Like, she had to learn how to do a whole podcasting.
Bitch,
you know what I mean? Like,
the learning curve on this.
The girlfriend that didn't know where to plug her mouse into her computer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Now is running the back end of a podcast. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and we make it work, and we check in with each other, you know? So yes, you can be with someone that is not on the same path as you, because it's not up to them to lose weight. It's not their goal, it's your goal. But I'm talking to the woman out there, I'm talking to the guy out there that either their wife or their husband's losing weight and they're not. The mindset starts to shift. When you start doing better for yourself, you start wanting better. Yeah. It's just how it goes.
Absolutely. Honestly. It's almost like the inverse of, or the same on the other side of the spectrum, towards like, you go in with your partner not expecting to change them, and it's almost like the opposite side of that same problem. Like she was with you as you were and as you stood present day, and you changed, you evolved, but like you both are still continuing to just make each other better. Yeah. But it's almost the same frustration, like the same feeling.
Yeah,
it's like,
it is.
If you would just change,
if you would just But you know what though? It's like I feel what goes on in this scenario, these relationships, is that the man wants the girl to lose weight, but he's not giving her his best version of herself. Yeah. And the girl wants the man to change, but she's not giving her the best version of herself. And we had this conversation the other day, me and Francine, can I share it? About a month ago. Yeah. I was kind of, she was trying to slip in a little bit. She was I needed to give her some humble pie, because I had to let her know that we were not making money like this before. This was like, we literally talked about going to New York. Within 30 minutes, we booked a whole week trip. Yeah. Right. That was not, and it's not credit card. Yeah. That was paid on debit card, you know? Yep. Yeah. So we could not do that before. So I had to give her a humble pie. And so I kind of let her know, because she kind of stopped tracking her food, stopped going to the gym. She has a personal trainer. She has a personal trainer that trains her 3 times a week. Cardio is only 10 steps away from us. Literally the whole gym's right there. And so I kind of had to give her a taste of humble pie. And I was like, look, I was like, over the last 3 years, I've been working to give you the best version of myself. So why don't you give me the same respect? And she had nothing to say.
Ooh, girl, I would struggle with
She was
that.
pissed.
Ooh, girl, I would struggle with that.
I was mad because I didn't have like.
That's
Yeah,
a
she
great
had-
fucking question.
Yeah, that's a great
Let
question.
me fucking think
Let me
about
talk to
it
my
for a second.
therapist.
Let me talk to myself for a minute, and then.
But like I said, like I'm okay. I gotta be honest. I love my relationship. I love my girlfriend. I love what we built, and that regardless if we stay together or not, no one's ever gonna take those memories
what
away.
a journey.
It's a journey, right? So like I told her like honestly, like we're gonna either make each other or break each other, right?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, like we both grow, and as long as we stay connected, as in talking, we still go on dates. We don't work. I don't train her because that's just not good for us. But we love
100%.
traveling,
Yeah.
so like. We're going, we're about to drive to California after we shoot this podcast. We're driving to California. We're going to California for the week. We'll be back there. We'll be back Tuesday night. So it's like we still are in love with each other. We go to mazes. We do, whatever we want to do. Like, we have a balance, but at the end of the day, we constantly have to worry about giving each other the best version of ourselves and we have to check in with each other. Hey, are you happy? Yes, I'm happy. Are you happy? Hey, or I'll tell her like when I have a rough week, like, hey, I know this week was tough for me to handle. I don't know what was wrong with me. Or now, actually, no, I don't even do it a week now. Like a day, I'm like, hey, babe, like, I'm like having a stressful day. So if I'm give you attitude, like it has nothing to do with you. And so I'll be sitting down having a Zoom call and she'll see my water's empty. She'll bring me a water. Like just little things like that that just help so much. You know what I mean? There's like, okay, like she's picking up where I'm like slacking or, so we just make it work, So yes, you can date someone that's on the journey, but I'll tell you right now, it's going to change.
And having real communication is what I heard.
Yeah.
Like real
talk.
like
I tell her all the time, I was
honest
like,
and-
when you get surgeries, like I'm actually like I'm not open to it, but like I understand that once you get all your surgeries done, you get your boobs done, you get your BBL, that you might cheat on me because
It's a whole
you
new
might do
world.
it. It's like no, I won't do it. I'm like I'm not saying I want you to. I'm saying that it is we're humans.
Yeah.
Humans do that, and I don't know how you're gonna act with your
when
attention.
you get the body that you want or whatever, you might
act up a little bit.
Yeah. A couple mil to make you stand tall.
Yeah. But we just joke around, but we're joke for a couple, but we also understand that humans are humans and humans make mistakes and humans do dumb
Muggles
things.
be muggling.
Well, maybe if she didn't have just a friendship ring on it, she would not cheat on you.
What happened?
We're really good friends, though.
We're really good friends. We're close.
Really good friends.
We're close. We're close.
I'm always talking shit because I'm engaged. And I'm like, everyone should be engaged.
Everyone should do it. No, this year, I'm going
Well,
to this
don't
year.
tell her.
Well, she doesn't know when.
I'm just saying.
Yeah. It's a secret.
This year, there's a lot more days in this year. It could be tomorrow. It could be right now.
Vegas wedding.
I proposed to her right now. Not even on my own podcast.
This
It's
is why we're here.
this is why
He's
we're here.
here to propose.
Dance, Valerie, dance.
Yes.
But yeah, that's you know what? I got to be honest. I didn't know how this podcast was gonna go.
Fuck us either, huh?
But
Are you doing a review?
no, I'll just say I didn't know how it was gonna go. But like you guys actually asked me really good questions. I've been on podcasts that are like rated #1 in the country, and these have been some solid ass different questions. I gotta be honest.
So much. We literally.
And honestly, you're the second most organized podcast, and I've been on podcasts.
We are not organized. That was
We are
just a
getting
front.
there. We are getting there.
It's a complete
But we're
front.
getting there.
Whoever sent me the whole
Thank
script
you.
thing of like what you guys are gonna talk about.
Thank you.
So
That's
I'm
her.
telling you right now, I've been on.
Appreciate you.
I'm not gonna sit here throw a flex out, but I've been on some big podcasts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that is the second podcast I've got that from, and that's really organized. Like how I send you the text of like, hey, let me know, send me some photos, whatever it might be for my podcast.
Yeah.
That's where I got that from the last podcast I did, where I was like, well, that's how it should be. Oh, you need my podcast? Let me get to know more about you. Let me get your Instagram thing, and you'll see when we film for mine. But that was really good. So I really
Thank you. That means
Good
a
questions.
lot to us.
That's, you know,
Yeah, dude.
now it's just gonna
Right,
take
it's like-
consistency.
For sure.
Yes.
That's it, man. Consistency.
I post on social media
accountability.
now. That's me posting.
Let's go.
Just so everyone knows.
What?
That I post on social media.
Yeah, dude. We're
And
just
I don't do
definitely
that.
figuring
Like,
this out.
I'm not social media. It's very hard. So I don't know how you do it every
And
day.
it's also hard because I'm not marrying her. I'm not in love with her. So I'm like, we just have a different relationship. Not as much like support. It's
We're
a
best
different
friends.
Dynamic where
Yeah.
it's like, gosh, wow, working with somebody that, you're in a relationship with, that you're love,
I
you
know,
have
that's
this
so
love, and
cool.
we just have such a different dynamic to where I'm like, oh my God, but also yay, but also,
Yeah.
oh my
I
God.
just want to choke you with the smile on my face.
God.
we're the same way. Honestly,
I'm
like
the worst.
today,
I'm the
even like
fucking worst
today,
to work with.
even
I'm
today,
the
like
worst.
I was still saying this stuff, and like she was like pulling the cords. I'm like, babe, I was like, just do it right the first time. Stop unplugging it. We're like that. Like,
you want me to
yeah, she'll look at me. She's like, you better check yourself. I was like, I pay your bills.
Sorry,
And she's like,
dude.
you know, on
It's
Fridays,
a
it's just how it is, you know. But you know what? It's like,
but it
it's
wouldn't
like,
do with anybody else.
yeah, exactly. Like you have to find you have to find the right amount of crazy.
100%.
Like,
Does
you-
she answer your phone calls
100%.
when you call?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
Does
oh
she?
that's a pet peeve.
Wow.
that's how you like
That
build
sounds
something.
like true love.
That's a pet. No, that honestly, I cannot be ignored.
Oh.
See,
It is my word. I literally, she ignores me because she doesn't want to hear what I have to say.
oh yeah, no,
of
what
why.
problem?
So
I don't
will
want to
literally cut
hear
off
the
phone.
accountability.
No.
sometimes I'm just calling. I should. You know what? We should label it. This is a friend phone call, not a podcast.
Yeah. See,
Honestly, because I literally am like,
I don't want to hear it.
what did I not fucking do?
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
I know what I
it's a pain in the ass sometimes.
I know what I
but
not did.
She's no. If she don't answer my phone call, I'm very petty. I will call 911 to do a checkup on her.
Oh my
if
god,
she's at
stop!
home.
That's hilarious.
I can't. I don't like being ignored.
If
It
she
bothers
ignores me, I call her mom or
It bo-
text
yeah.
her mom. Like, is
Yeah.
she with you?
Yeah,
It's like
it
a
bothers me.
credit collector, dude. Like, oh, she didn't pay her bill, so I gotta call
Yeah.
the fucking references.
Yeah,
God damn
I'll
it.
check the ring. Like she won't pick up because she's mad at me. Like I'll hop on the Ring camera and talk. And then if she doesn't do that, I hop on the Alexa and talk. And then we have a camera, like the
Straight
Alexa
up.
in the room too.
Straight
I'm like, I know
Oh.
you hear me. And she'll
Oh
go and
my
shut the
God.
camera real bad. And I'm like, look, I'm in like every room. Like you go down to the garage. I have
Oh
Alexa. I
my
have
God.
a camera down there. I could talk on too. Like, just
Oh
pick up my
my-
damn phone
that's-
call.
Oh, you could be on TikTok, but you can't text me back.
Yeah.
Oh, you
Or-
could be
I do
sending
that.
pics on
'Cause it
Snap, but
says
you can't
she's on
text me back.
TikTok.
Like, fucking
It's Orange
stalker.
County thing. It's Orange County thing. It's
I'm
Orange.
like,
I'm
I
the same
can
way.
see that you're doing that.
Bro,
Don't
I get
ignore
so
me.
mad. Like you don't
Shit,
ignore me. I'm like,
Share your location.
Yeah.
I get pissed. I'm with you on that.
Thank
If you don't
you.
pick up my call, I'm pissed.
Trying to run
Oh
shit and she doesn't
my
answer.
god!
You gotta do
dude.
better, okay?
I'm working
Do
on
better.
it, bro.
She's so talented. You hear that voice?
Yeah,
She's
that-
so talented.
The switch
I
up
don't
was
have
crazy.
That,
That was
I bark
wild.
orders. That's what I do.
We definitely
I
have our
book
strengths.
the like
We play
episodes
to our
and
strengths for
yeah.
sure. No, it's definitely a vibe.
Yin yang.
Gotta
I
ask
appreciate
him
it.
the last
Yeah, dude.
bestest
This is our
question.
real talk question. So, what is the best real talk anyone has ever given you?
Get your shit together before you die.
Ooh,
You die.
haven't had that real one yet.
Yeah. Well, you've been dropping fucking knowledge left.
I
and
know.
right.
I really need to,
We
like,
don't have enough
rewatch
mics for you to
this.
drop. Please stop dropping them.
Yeah, so
Um,
it actually wasn't this weight loss journey. It was a conversation I had like about the 500th time I've tried to lose weight. The coach was ended up being a scammer, but he never scammed me. He's done a lot of bad things, so I'm not gonna bring up his name, but he was not like that with me. But he was very tough, and he realized that I was like golden spoon, right? I think it's both say we both had a golden spoon when we were growing up.
For sure.
And he realized that, so he would text me. He's like, or no. If this was I missed like 2 training sessions because I went out that weekend. It was Saturday and Sunday. He wanted me to do jujitsu, and so I went into class Monday, like nothing happened. He sat me down, and he's like, if you don't get your shit together, it may not be this year, it may not be in 5 years, but you're gonna die. And I was like, damn. And honestly, like that's like the realest like and it didn't work that time. I did lose about almost 200 pounds, but I ended up gaining it all back. But that's like a
Oh,
conversation
shit.
that never left my head because
Yeah.
I was playing with death. And think about it. Like think about this. Like it's like a hard pill to swallow, right? I was in the middle. I started my weight loss journey in late 2019, early 2020, right? And what happened during 2020? COVID. So I lost over 100 pounds by the time COVID, and that's when everything started popping off, right? And then COVID got really bad in late 2020, early 21, right? Like people started getting sicker and sicker.
Yeah.
If I would have got COVID and been over 600 pounds, I wouldn't be here right now. So that like always plays in my head, like having that conversation, like you gonna get your shit together, you're gonna die. So, yeah. So that's like the realest conversation that anyone's ever told me. And unfortunately, at that time, it didn't work. But it always plays in my head when I'm doing the wrong thing.
Yeah. Oh, I bet it's a nice little reminder.
Yeah.
And also too, like goosies, man. When you're
Right?
like, shit, man, I could have fucking
Getting COVID and being over 600 pounds,
God.
like there's people, there's people that, you know, yeah, I won't get into all that, but it's our health is, we only get one of these bodies, you know what I mean?
Yeah. A vibe,
You know what
yeah.
I mean? Like, and I'm still dealing with like, you know, consequences of all my bad actions. You know, my hips are bad from being obese for so long. You know, my blood work is good, but my testosterone's
good.
low. My freaking sperm count is low because I all those years of processed food and not taking care of myself. So now I got to do shots and shit like that to have a kid. Like all that stuff, man. Like it's like what I just told my clients today. Messing with your health and not taking yourself serious is like owing the IRS. You're not gonna get hit this year or next year, but when you freaking don't need it to happen, it's gonna happen and it's gonna hit hard and it ain't gonna stop. So you might as well correct it now.
Yeah.
I didn't even think, like, and I think when people look at overweight
Long-term
people, they
investment.
don't think about, oh, sperm count's gonna lower like
No,
this.
'cause
like
it's too-
that's not even a thought.
Heck
That's
no,
not
I didn't
even
care.
a thought. Yeah.
I wasn't thinking about having a kid right away with Francine. Like it was now. Look at them now. I'm paying freaking $500 a month. I'm on I'm on TRT. I'm open about that. I'm on TRT. So and it's just now TRT and HCG, which is like to help my sperm count and stuff like that. And my testosterone was super low. It was like 216. My energy was crap. So it's all this stuff from I'm not gonna say processed food only. I'm just gonna say treating my body like a dumpster.
Absolutely. Well, there's just a lot of studies coming out now that people in their 20s, 30s, and 40s are putting gut health issues. Yeah, gut health
Teens
issues
are
at
having
the
low
top
testosterone.
of the charts.
Yeah,
Like,
low testosterone in a teen, like as being teens, is insane. But we just live right now in an unhealthy mental and unhealthy physical world right now, where they're making it okay to be sick, and we're worth more money sick.
Yeah.
You
It's
were
hard too,
worth
because
more money
2020
sick.
was a huge uptick in spike, specifically for men, on an increase of depression, anxiety, and basically a decline of body image. It was a huge
Well, yeah,
spike.
because you weren't comparing yourself to
Yeah.
anyone. You're at home.
Yeah,
You know what I
you're
mean?
just-
You know,
you're
and it's
here,
just like
and
it's
you're getting
you know,
anxious because
yeah,
of, you got cabin fever.
Yeah,
and
you're
just
you're stuck there. Then
eating anything you can get.
they didn't even realize that they didn't like each other anymore.
Yep.
You know what I mean? There's a lot of things, that 2020 opened up, but the main thing that I feel it opened up is that it just made our society just a lot lazier and a lot more handoutish and a lot less wanting to put in the work.
That's so
It's
real.
hard.
That's my personal
Yeah.
opinion.
It's
You know what I mean?
hard.
I'm not sitting here to ask you to prove
That
me
could
right
be
or wrong.
another episode, like
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
about how that
Well, no,
changed.
because Venus Williams even said discipline is freedom. Discipline is almost the finest form of self-love, and
Exactly.
it's just
Discipline
when you
is
don't have it, you're like,
discipline is, and for those that don't know, discipline is doing something you don't want to do when you know you need to get it done.
you need to do it.
So discipline in brushing your teeth, discipline in washing your car, and discipline in going to work, paying your bills, throwing out the trash, washing your dishes, like that's discipline. Like no one wants to do that shit, but you have to do it. Like going to the gym, you have to go to the gym. You need to be healthy. You don't want to be like these people that are 40 years old and sick. You know what I mean? So that's like I said, that's my personal opinion. You can say whatever you want to say, but I was the one that was over 4, 5, and 600 pounds and living that lifestyle, and that shit ain't fun. I would never go
That's
back.
the hard part is I catch myself being like, fuck, all I'm trying to do is 20, 30 pounds, girl. Like, I'm just trying to get to where I feel the strongest and I'm like the best athlete in Vespersion. This fool over here putting up numbers and we can't even do 30, 40 pounds. And it's like that comparison
It's just
game.
all this
It's the
consistency.
yeah.
Sounds like you just need to jump on a Zoom
Sounds
call.
like I need a coach.
Sounds like you need a coach. You know what it is though? I'll tell you exactly what it is. Like how do you lose 20 pounds?
How do I lose me personally?
Yeah.
I try to eat better. I try to, really make sure that I'm doing a lot more water. My exercise regimen is 3 to 5 times a week, and I'm trying to, I track my food. I'm staying below what I put myself up for, and I'm staying consistent at it.
All right, that's good. But how you lose 20 pounds is by losing 1 pound first.
Ah, good one.
That's
One
it.
bite at a time.
One bite at a time. It's just, you know what I mean? It's just like people, like, did you, if you don't mind me asking, in the last year, if there was weight gain, how much did you gain in the last year?
And last year, I've actually lost.
You
this
lost.
year.
So before
Yeah,
that,
last year.
before your journey,
Before
how
my
much did you
journey.
gain before you started losing weight again?
Well, because I got pregnant, yeah. So I went from like 225 to 250 real fast when I was pregnant. I got up to 290, 289.
Cool. So from 220 to 290, right?
Yeah.
Did you wake up every single day and get on the scale and say happy that you gained a pound or you gained 4 pounds or 3 pounds every week?
No.
Did you rush yourself to gain weight?
No,
Were you excited to put on 80 pounds?
not once.
So then why are you rushing your weight loss?
Yeah.
Why are you checking your weight every single day? Did you check your weight if you went up every single day? Right? Did you expect weight gain every
point.
single day? So why we do the same thing with weight loss? It takes time. Right?
Yeah,
It took you,
some people-
9 months or whatever, 10 months, 15 months to gain that
Yeah.
weight? Why wouldn't you give yourself at least 8 to 9 to 10 months to try to lose it, not 8 to 9 days or 8 to 9 weeks and 8 to 9
Definitely
months?
a lack of control,
consistency.
instant gratification.
Instant
That's the thing
gratification.
too. I was like, fuck this, we getting lipo. I was like, we're getting lipo.
You still, I seen that because I was going to talk to you about that in my podcast.
Yeah.
You know, you could get lipo, and I think that's cool. That's a good tool. It's a good start. But if you don't change your eating habits, you're gonna be back in the same boat
I was
again.
literally like, fuck, I just dropped this much money. I got to get my whole goddamn life together. Like, oh my God.
Yeah, imagine throwing that away. Imagine and that's like mentally beat you up. Like you look in the mirror after you heal from lipo, you're like, oh my gosh, this is this is what I need to build my confidence up.
Look at me.
6 months later, you're back to being the same weight again. You're like, and you're broke? Shit.
I couldn't think. I was literally like, fuck, if I got pregnant again, I don't even know what I'd do. But I was literally like, people go through these huge mommy makeovers and like, then they get pregnant. And I was like, oh my God. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, you got it.
Absolutely.
I'll be your coach. Don't worry about it. I'll give you a
That's
discount.
it.
Give you the family discount.
All right. Because we were fucking talking. We both need that. We were talking about it.
You're right. We both need it.
I won't give like.
We all please fish.
I won't bring names up, but so I have people on my program that are coaches.
Yeah.
That have lost weight and put it back on.
Yeah, man.
Oh shit.
I don't bring up the names just because like obviously it's personal, but
it's their business.
Yeah, so at the end of the day, there's no escaping the hard work. I don't care if you get lipo every 6 months. You're gonna go broke.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
That's money you got. Let me know what you make, girl.
She sold her house. It's a long story.
Damn. She's balling. I have lipo money right here.
I need this.
Gym money or lipo money? Nah, that's lipo money.
Podcast. I'm gonna tell you. We're gonna tell you about the lipo situation.
I'm excited. Yeah, that was one of my questions. That was one of my questions.
No,
so, yeah.
I just really appreciate you again.
Yes.
Oh no, this is cool. Thank you for having me.
Real talk. We'll probably email you about turning a couple of these sayings into shirts because that's what we like to do.
We make shirts.
We like to put good shit on
like
shirts.
Clothes.
We actually have a shirt coming your way too.
Yes.
You'll get a shirt.
It wasn't ready for you, and she was like, "Can I ship it to your hotel?" We were like, "No. We'll get it to him. We got his address. We'll send it."
Yeah, we know you.
Hell yeah, I'm excited. Thanks for having me. Thanks for coming to my house and having me on your podcast.
Thank you so much for letting us use your studio.
Thank you so much for coming to my house and drinking my water.
Hey, we took our shoes off for
you. Wearing your shoes in my house, using my cameras, and having me on your podcast. And I get a shirt out of it. Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
I'd do it again.
We got you a card too. We did.
Oh, and a card? Okay, cool. Nice.
It's up there.
I gave her a cup. Remember, she drank out of the cup.
So you a whole box of vapes.
No, honestly, no, bros. Thank you for having me.
Give you vapes.
Yeah.
Oh, vapes too. Vapes and cup. I'm down. Let's go.
For sure. No, I just really want to thank you. And if you want to find this full interview, we have on YouTube, realtalksundays.com. Our website too, if you want to email us any sort of topics you want to talk about. If you yourself want to be interviewed as a guest, please join up. And we're exclusively on Spotify. But again, Heavy to Modified, AJ Lopez, a privilege and an honor. And our artist and song of this week is King Kogen, Kogen, and the song is Into You, Drill Remix. So enjoy the listen. We out.